think what I'm also going to attempt is to cut some pieces of this out to lighten it up. It's pretty heavy. I used 3/4 inch plywood. I think that might be a little bit overkill, maybe a lot, but it is extremely heavy, and I know our truck is overweight, so anywhere we can shed some weight is a good thing. Alright, all the cuts have been made. Got my squares, front and back. We weighed the little squares and I think we saved about 3 pounds. So, not much, but something. Now we're going to put some carpet on this thing. All right, we are done with this piece. This piece is done. So we got the back piece here. Very simple construction, just 2 plywood uprights, a 1x1, holding them together. I think I did pocket screws from the plywood into this plywood, and then just some cross screws. I ended up putting this piece on later on as just a lip for the other piece to sit, cross brace. And this is just 3/4 inch plywood put together. And then this isn't, I mean, this works pretty well actually. Just 2 square end carriage bolts that go all the way to the inside with nuts. There you go. You can see the nuts and bolts there. They hold this big L bracket, and this L bracket just bolts to the floor. Ideally, this would be just one big metal L bracket, but of course I didn't have one of those, so I used what I had, and been using it for many years, and it's been fine. This is the other ledge that platform sits on. I'm going to let these dry, and then we'll put them in the truck, which is quite clean now. All right, there we go. Our platform is complete. Now the dogs can rest their heads in nice soft carpet. Should look nicer from the front as well. Yeah. Nice carpeted ledge down here. So before I go, I wanted to do a quick overview of why I did the way I did. So on our first trip ever, actually, we had 4 adults and 2 dogs. So I built this platform really quickly. We were leaving like in a couple days, threw it together very quick so the dogs could sleep back here, and they actually fit. It was no big deal, while we still had the 2 seats there in the back, and that worked fine actually in that whole trip. We had 4 adults and 2 German Shepherds in here with no problem. After that, most of our trips were just the 2 of us, so we pulled the seats out, and that's when I built the front section with the removable middle section. And that still gives us the flexibility. If we ever need to put the seats back in here, I can just pull this and this out, put the seats in, and then we still have the back platform. So that's how we ended up here, and why this is temporary and the way it is. If I did it again, I would probably make the platform taller. I actually measured beforehand our dogs standing up, so I wanted to give them enough space standing in the back here. So that's why I built it the height I did. If you had smaller dogs, and I think even with our dogs, we could probably get away with a little bit higher, and which would give us a lot more room for stuff. Right now it's a little bit cramped. We have to put a decent amount of stuff on the roof if we're going on a long trip. And then this, I just put these brackets down, ratchet strapped cooler down. That's good for us most of the time. if we ever get a fridge, I can put it here. We actually have a socket over there on the side that I could tap into for that. So pretty straightforward, very cheap. This is probably 50 bucks in material. Well, maybe closer to 100. That piece of plywood I used for the front sections, it was pretty expensive these days for 3/4 inch. If you go thinner than that, you could probably get it a lot cheaper. So that's all I have for you today. Thank you for watching. If you can, please subscribe. And if you want to get notified of other things that we're putting out, please hit that bell button.